have to remember that the budget cuts, and I have to just say, they were the
Right.
Republicans who cut the budget by 44% for
Absolutely.
hospital preparedness programs, cut NIH by over 10%, and CDC by 17%. And so we have to understand and recognize the state of our healthcare system.
Lies. Welcome to Gimme 5. Lies, lies, lies. Wasn't the Republicans. Here's a despicable ad. Watch it.
Washington actually can cut spending.
The CDC says its discretionary funding has been cut by $585 million since 2010.
Cut. Less government. Cut.
Cut. Cut.
Our budget has been flat since 2003. Responding to an emerging infectious disease threat, this is particularly damaging.
Cut.
That was the left hook.
Cut.
The right cross was the sequestration.
The NIH saw its budget slashed by $446 million.
Cut.
Cut.
There are outbreaks happening today that we're not able to recognize, stop, or prevent as effectively as we should be able to.
Cut.
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 Cut. Cut.
Cut.
Cut. Cut. Cut.
Cut. Make a cut.
All right. The problem is, it's not Republican cuts. Who say so? Glenn Kessler, fact checker for the Washington Post. Let's put it up on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. 55. Whose idea was sequestration? It was originally a White House proposal designed to force Congress to either swallow painful cuts or boost taxes. The law mandating sequestration passed on a bipartisan vote, and then Republicans embraced it even more strongly when they could not reach a grand budget deal with President Obama. For fiscal 2015, the documents show it was the Obama White House that proposed to cut the NIH's budget from the previous year. Moreover, we should note that President George W. Bush, a Republican, is responsible for significantly boosting NIH's funding in the early years of his presidency. Let's go to more from that great article. The Pinocchio test, which is what Glenn Kessler does. On many levels, this line of attack is absurd, talking about what you've been hearing, how the Republicans are responsible for all this. Obama's Republican predecessor, that's George W. Bush, oversaw big increases in public health sector spending, and both Democrats and Republicans in recent years had broadly supported efforts to rein in federal spending. Sequestration resulted from the Obama administration requested. Meanwhile, contrary to the suggestion of the DCCC ad, there never was a specific vote on funding to prevent Ebola. There's no doubt that spending has been cut, or at least failed to keep up with inflation, but the fingerprints of both parties are on the knives. This blame game earns 4, count them, 4 Pinocchios. All right, no problem. Nonetheless, you could see that this is a bunch of baloney. And people like Bill Maher, you know, when that claim is made that it's the Republicans, they say, absolutely. No, I mean, that the Republicans are to blame. They're not to blame. Not to blame at all. And let's not forget that in 2009 and 2010, I don't care if the Republicans chopped the budget in half prior to then, 2009, 2010, Democratic House, Democratic Senate, Democratic President. What did they do? What did they do? Did they superfund NIH and CDC? No, they did not. They did not. They had complete and utter control, and they did nothing if they felt this was being so slashed by the Republicans previously. So when you hear about Republican budget cuts, understand Republicans haven't controlled the House and Senate and the presidency for at least, 10, 12 years. So this is nonsense. It's baloney. And don't listen to me. Listen to Glenn Kessler, fact checker for the very, very right-wing Washington Post. On the Steve Malzberg Show.